how you can know with 100% certainty that you are living in a simulation. Lately, this idea has gone mainstream, with high-profile figures like Elon Musk asserting the odds are heavily in favor of it. Many thinkers debate the probability and possible source of the simulation, but they often miss an obvious foundational piece. Like water to a fish, being ever present, it's easy to miss. Today, I want to cut through the speculation and share how you can see for yourself. No labs, no PhDs, and no endless expert research needed. When you truly grasp this, your worldview could shift dramatically. Let's have a look. First, two essential terms: simulation, the representation of one system using another system; reality, the state or quality of being real, something that supposedly exists independently of ideas about it, and from which all else derives. But notice, much of the definition of reality is circular. That implies we don't really have a foolproof yardstick for what's truly real. Revelation 1. Reality isn't real. Isn't it curious that the very thing we call reality can only be pinned down philosophically? Yet we live as though we know exactly what's real. Generation after generation, we've accepted this without question, sometimes going to war, literally to defend what we think is real and true. But stop for just a moment. Every experience in your life flows from your assumptions about what is real. This assumption might be the only real choice you have if you're indeed living in a simulation. So before proceeding, pause, breathe, and consider that the bedrock of reality might not be as solid as you believe. Revelation 2, your brain is in a box. Everything you have ever known arrives in your awareness as an internal experience. Every sensation, sights, sounds, tastes, smells, or touches, reaches you through sensory apparatus wired to your brain, which then manufactures thoughts and feelings about those sensations. The brain is both a sensory processor and a sense maker. That means what you call reality is produced inside your conscious awareness. Meanwhile, your brain sits in a bone box that will never, ever directly encounter what you refer to as the real objective world, absent death or brain surgery. Isn't it obvious then that your entire lifelong experience is mediated by this sensory and sense-making machinery, creating a simulated reality inside your head? Revelation 3, your senses are simulation interfaces. I like the term transducer to describe our sensory equipment. A transducer is an interface device that converts a signal from one form of energy to another. Our senses do precisely that. They produce outputs wired to our brain based on inputs from reality that are impossible to experience directly. Remember the old philosophical question: if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? The truth is, it creates air pressure waves. But sound is what our hearing transducer converts those waves into. In other words, sound does not exist independently of our senses. Multiply that realization by all 5 senses, and it's universally true that we never experience any objective reality directly. Instead, we exist inside a personal simulation mediated by transducers and our brain's interpretation. So if you follow these 3 revelations, you'll see why you can know with 100% certainty that you're living in a simulation, albeit one generated by your own mind and senses. It doesn't necessarily mean we're in a giant computer, but that your perception of reality is always mediated and constructed. Now, you can either dismiss this or use it to question your assumptions, enhance your self-awareness, and shift how you engage with the world. If you choose to see life as a lucid character in this grand simulation, come along. In upcoming videos, we'll dive deeper in our next article. You are most certainly living in a simulation. Now what? If this resonates or rattles you, drop a comment below, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and welcome to your new perspective on reality.